Welcome to Masterpiece Tarot. Here you will find timeless messages to guide your soul's awakening. If you're here, trust. You're meant to be. You can show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing. This is a new channel, and so every single like, share, and subscribe really does help my channel. And I just appreciate you guys being here. Okay, so I'm going to do a reading that I don't often do. I don't know if I've ever done one of these types of readings on this channel before, but this is basically about a choice. Okay, so the way it's set up, we've got, this is going to be a reading for you if you are grappling with a choice that you need to make in your life. Now, this could be a choice between two different options, or it could be a choice to take action on something or not take action on something. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. We'll pull those cards, and then we're going to look at the forces that are influencing each of those options. And then we will look at the fears surrounding those two options. And then we will look at the blessings or the opportunities with each of those. Okay, so go ahead, think for a moment if there's a decision that you are needing to make in your life at this time. Taking a breath, because sometimes I forget to breathe deeply. It helps ground the energy. Okay, so then once you've got your choice in mind, and remember, it can be a choice between two, or it can be a yes or a no. Take action or don't take action. Once you've got that, hold it in your mind, and we'll go ahead and dive right in, okay? I'm going to use the light seers here in this reading. Probably the most simple way for me to do the reading is to just do a yes and a no, but this can also be two options, okay? So just use this information however you feel that it will be most helpful to you. Messages may resonate for you, not all of them will, so just take what resonates, leave what does not, okay? These are just messages of guidance, and you need to definitely always make your own decisions, use your own intuition, and if you're confused about something, seek another's guidance, okay? If you don't feel that you yourself can decide on your own, seek advice from a trusted individual. Okay, Spirit, I need to do a couple more little shuffles here. Alrighty, here's your yes or your choice one. Yes, take the action, or select choice one. Okay, we have a Six of Swords. Okay, a yes is going to move you out of choppy waters into calmer waters. That's what this is saying. Okay. A no, you sit in the King of Pentacles. Okay. So on the one hand, there's movement with this first choice, or with this yes option. If you choose not to take action, or you go for option two, there's not movement. There's more stability. He's sitting with his dog. Okay, he's in his library. So this is keeping the energy within, kind of more of a internal energy. Here we see somebody out on the seas. but they're moving towards calmer waters. Okay. What are the forces behind this Six of Swords, this needing to move ahead, or this moving ahead? A Four of Swords. Yeah, okay. And what about the King of Pentacles? What is influencing the King of Pentacles energy at this time? The Wheel. Okay. And let's just get the last two. So we have fears. Okay, what are the fears, okay, involved with both of these choices? Ten of Swords. And the fears, I'm sorry, the blessings, or what's going to bring relief with each of these choices. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at option 1 first. We'll clarify it with option 1. First of all, here, option 1. Okay, so we see somebody that is moving to calmer waters. There's a sense that somebody's been needing to rest, recuperate, rejuvenate, seek peace. Okay, seek some kind of sanctuary. Here we see somebody in a nest. There's a little heart there. It looks like it's like on a little chain of lights, or it's a string maybe that the bird that's created that nest has brought to the nest. Strings. Sometimes those are like cords, things that connect us to others or situations. And then we see strings here too. The boat is being pulled by, I'm not sure what kind of birds those are. They look like seagulls. They might be albatross. They got long beaks. I'm not sure exactly. And then fears. Okay, there's a fear of betrayal, loss. There's a sense that this choice might, end in some type of betrayal. So the question we'll be asking is why? Why, when we get to this part. Okay, why the Six of Swords, Spirit? We have an Eight of Swords because something that somebody was in was leaving them trapped. Yeah, there's a need now to take action, and there's need for healing. This could be Knights. Knights are about the speed at which something is moving, so swords are quick. Somebody may be needing to make a fast move, okay, to get out of this feeling of entrapment, so that they can experience healing. There could also be something in the past where somebody was in and out. Knights can sometimes be thought of as being, like late adolescence, early adulthood, where you might not have such a mature energy and they don't really know what they want. They come and go, they're in and out, and it's like a hot and cold. It causes a bit of chaos. And so what I'm seeing is that whoever this person is, or, with option 1, there may be a need to move toward some healing, perhaps from some chaos in the past. And with the swords, there's something about thinking, the mental. There might need to be some sorting out of, what somebody really truly thinks, what they really want, what they're really trying to do, what are their goals in life. Something like this, because this is a younger energy here. And how are they going to get there? Like, there needs to be healing. What's it going to look like? So that might be something else to be considering with this option 1, or the yes option, the taking action on something. And forces behind. There's this cocooning period here. There's like deep rest, deep recovery, seeking of solace and peace. This is swords. So again, it's about downloads, which happen when you're dreaming. We have a 7 of Cups, Strength, and a 3 of Cups. Well, when you take 7 and 3, you get 10 of Cups. That's the first thing I'm seeing. We have 10s are completions. So that's one way that you can look at this energy here. There's now a sense that there's been enough rest, and it's time to take action. Perhaps in the past there have been many options. It's been a little confusing to know which way to go, what to choose. There's a sense that somebody's needed to be quite strong. But I think, you know, what you're looking for with this choice 1, this moving to calmer waters, is a sense of real community, a sense of celebration, a sense that you are going to be meeting your soul family, spending time with loved ones. There could also be loved ones who are beckoning you to come and celebrate with them. They may want to celebrate with you. Maybe they see what you've been going through, that this has been a very confusing time, but they also see that you've been very strong and are beckoning you to come. You know, maybe cross the sea and come and see us, and let us help you heal and celebrate. Let us help you. Choice 1 here. And then what is the 10 of Swords about? Let's see here. The Fool. Okay, there's a risk involved with taking a step off that cliff. Judgment. And a Queen of Swords. I think betrayal speaks to fear, loss, and betrayal. And so, you know, making a choice to make this move, choice 1, or yes, taking action, you're kind of stepping off the cliff into the unknown. And perhaps you've done this before, and it's led you to a betrayal rather than a celebration. Rather than leading to healing, it's led you to major pain and suffering. But the good thing is, 10s are about completion. And so I'm seeing that, you know, embodying this Queen of Swords energy as you choose this option, as you choose to take action, you're going to be cutting off what's not going to be serving you. You're going to be releasing, letting go. You're going to be standing in your truth, because you know that it's time to receive from the divine, which is ultimately going to help you to elevate, be closer to the divine. Yeah, I think the fear is what's happened in the past. In this case, perhaps you were unfairly judged in the past. You know, perhaps there was a Queen of Swords in your energy who cut you and prevented you from receiving this gift from the divine, this awakening. Maybe this was blocked in some way due to a Queen of Swords. Yeah. So the fear is there, but I do see with the star and with the strength that, and the judgment card, that you are most definitely being divinely guided here with this first choice, or with this yes. So it could be a yes to take a trip. Okay, we've got the boat going across the water. It could be a yes to make a phone call. It could be a yes to accepting a new job offer. It could be a yes to taking a risk to start a new project, to partner up, to do something together, to join a new group, maybe of activity partners or something. So there are a lot of ways this could be looked at here. And now this over here is option 2. Oh no, let's finish reading. Now this is the blessing over here. This is the blessing. Talk to us about it here. We've got the Empress and another 10 of Wands. Yeah, so definitely there's a completion happening here, very, very clearly here. Heavy burden. Okay. Passionate new start. And a Hierophant. Huh. Yeah. I think there's a sense of relief. You know, we've got the Empress. This is somebody who levels up. This is somebody who embodies the divine feminine energy. This is somebody who is fertile, nurturing. Look at how peaceful she looks. She's very grounded. She's laying these burdens down because the 10 is the completion. And there's a sense that there's a new beginning. Not only that, but she is perhaps receiving the blessing of a Hierophant. You know, a Hierophant's looking at her and going, yep, I'm on board with this choice. I support you. I want what's in your best interest. I feel that you are in alignment, and I respect you, something to this effect, okay? Alrighty, King of Pentacles. What's this energy? This is option 2. So maybe you're choosing a different job. Maybe instead of going to work for somebody else, you're going to go work for yourself. Maybe you're going to, you know, choose a different partner. Okay. There's a choice between 2. And this could also be, no, I'm not going to take an action. I'm not going to take an action. Let's look at this. Let's look at this energy here. We have a 7 of Pentacles. Again, a 6 of Swords. And a King of Pentacles. Confirmation on that King of Pentacles energy. So, you know, the King of Pentacles is very, very stable. They're very grounded. Okay, they've got a strong grasp on the material. This could be business. They're very abundant. And it's almost saying, you can stay here. Like, there's not a lot of movement. Like the King of Pentacles, clarified by the King of Pentacles, this could almost be looked at as a stubborn energy, like somebody's not evolving at all. But it could also just be like, not only is he stable, but he's extremely stable. And like almost like emperor type status, but of course it would need the other kings. But it's almost like there's a sense that there's an energy that's saying, this is a place where you can build. Okay, you don't necessarily need to move away. You know, calmer waters might look like changing something here now. Okay, so the no could also be saying like, if you don't choose this, there's not going to be a lot of growth. You're going to stay at the 7 if you don't choose to take that trip. If you choose to stay, you're going to be just staying here with the King of Pentacles. This person's not sailing away from the King of Pentacles. They're going right back to him. So there's a sense of stagnation, perhaps, with this choice. Okay? There is a sense of stagnation with this no at this time. Clarify the wheel, Spirit. Clarify the wheel. This is a force behind this choice. Okay, that's a karmic wheel. Remember, it's always turning in our favor. So this is a force. There could be a karmic wheel that's trying to turn or is turning and is affecting this choice. There's an Ace of Swords. That's a new idea or the truth. There we have an 8 of Cups. Somebody is walking away, though. And a King of Cups. Another king. So we have 2 kings, earth sign, water sign. So Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So what's behind this choice, this King of Pentacles, and this feeling of stagnation? I think I'm getting that there might be a little bit of fear. There might be a little bit of fear here. Why do people choose to stay stagnant? Why don't people want to grow and level up? You know, a lot of times it's because of fear. Now, if this karmic wheel is turning, because maybe a truth has come out, and there's a sense that this King of Cups may be walking away or needing to move towards something better with this choice over here, the yes. You know, part of the stagnation could be that somebody important to this King of Pentacles could be walking away. I think there's a fear that that could be karma. There's some kind of truth related to that. It could also have to do with ego. Okay, if the King of Pentacles senses that somebody's walking away from them, they might take it personally, like this might be good karma turning, you know, happening for this other person, the King of Cups. But it's leaving our King of Pentacles maybe feeling, yeah, like they chose not to level up. They chose to stay where they are, even though there's some element of wanting to increase from the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, you know, 7's not that many. Yes, they've been cultivating something, and yes, they can see some of the fruits of their labor, but it's not the 8 or the 9 or the 10. There's still a lot of room for growth here. So option 2 looks like stagnation, even though you may be seeing that there's an opportunity to choose to act. The karmic wheel could be intimidating to somebody. I'm not sure why. Sometimes truth is hard, because sometimes we have to look at ourselves and and realize maybe uncomfortable truths. And no matter whether we do that or don't do that, the wheel's still always going to be turning. So there might be a sense of avoidance here that's affecting this King of Pentacles. They're afraid to move because they're avoiding something challenging, something new, something outside of the comfort zone. Okay, so not taking action could be related to some type of an avoidant behavior, or I don't really see like a lack of belief in self, except that we have the King of Pentacles staying as the King of Pentacles. And then with the Empress, oh, sorry, let's do this guy right here. All right, so these are the fears. Very similar, very similar. I think the focus is more on the judgment that might come. It might be the way that the King of Pentacles will judge himself. He might have high expectations for himself, being a king and being focused on growth. He may place certain expectations on himself. He may judge himself harshly. Okay, if he doesn't take this leap of faith, it would be like an act of self-betrayal in a way. So that's the fear. The opportunity here is to close out a cycle, maybe to close out a cycle of being stagnant, perhaps giving birth to a new start, a new idea. This is more like a passionate beginning, a new creative project, a new business venture. So I think the hope is maybe that this King of Pentacles will stay attached to what's familiar, and there may be a Hierophant here or something that, you know, this is somebody within his community, and it might bring a sense, you know, Pentacles are very grounded energies. You know, they're not like air and fire that are all about transformation, fast change. They're much more grounded, stable, logical. And so there might be a feeling of comfort in sticking with what's familiar, following a traditional path, you know, spending some time in the King of Pentacles and eventually stepping up into the Hierophant energy. You know, maybe there's a hope that by staying here he will, or by not making a choice, yeah, that things will continue to be fertile in his life, maybe not with rapid, fast growth, but stability. You know, maybe this option favors stability over a big kind of level up, or a big trip, or a big change. Okay. Yeah, now let's get a couple oracle cards here. Let's use this deck. Spirit, give us a couple more insights here for this reading for the collective who may be facing a choice, a yes or a no, or an option 1 or an option 2. Connect. You're being asked to connect with others in meaningful ways. Sometimes it's helpful to get new perspectives and to simply be around other people. You're in need of this right now, and deep connections will benefit you in many ways. I'm seeing that over here with the Three of Cups. We're talking about being beckoned to make a choice, to perhaps take a trip, to move towards this healing energy, okay? To get yourself out of some kind of imprisonment, entrapment. So, connecting with others will be very supportive. So put that over here. Break free. You're being asked to break free from a tribe in order to live your authentic life. This isn't easy, but it's very necessary if you're going to share your true self with others. Be brave, be real, be you, and trust that those who love you will always be there for you. Yeah, got to put that right here. Breaking free from the chaos, from the old, moving into the new, moving toward healing, having faith, okay, that who's meant for you is meant for you, and they'll be there. If they're not meant for you, you can release them, okay? Let's get one more, Spirit, please and thank you. Jump in. You're being asked to take a chance and give whatever you're questioning a try. The stars will never align in just the right way. Sometimes you have to take that leap anyway. This is that time. Here it is. So it's reminding us that we may have fears. I really feel like in this reading, you guys, Spirit is confirming this yes or this choice one over here. It's just the way the energy's coming out. Okay? All right, gang. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll check you in the next one. Bye.